UCLA and the home whites making the trip up the coast to here in San Francisco from LA, and Creighton out of Nebraska making their way out east for the first ever Invisalign Classic here between the Bruins and the Bluejays. A tip won by the Bruins and those home whites. Kiki, oh, what a way to get it started. Crossover and the jumper.
Ooh, I've seen that before. I've known Kiki since she was in 4th or 5th grade from the DMV area in DC. And she has just always had that bit to her game. Just a quick lift into her shot pocket in that mid-range.
That's the outstanding score, getting the roll. Morgan Molly.
Take care of the ball, move the ball, and sustain discipline with things that are under our control, and they turn it over here.
Kiki looking for her second bucket, rims out, and the Creighton Bluejays able to grab the board. Here's the three ball. A very good shooting team is Creighton. That's how they will pull off the upset. What a dime delivered. It was Elina Arnasalo, the freshman from Finland, with that pass, getting the start today as Corey Close feels like the offense runs really smooth, and there she is, ball in her hands, number 7 in her true freshman season for UCLA.
It takes a lot of pressure off of Kiki Rice as well. I mean, she doesn't have to always be the initiator of offense.
Angela Dugalić from 3, that is money. Dugalić at 6'4", filling it up, shooting 9 for 18 from the three-point line this season.
Yeah, phenomenal. 47% from range coming into this one, and that one was just a high-arcing moon ball, and it was beautiful.
Moving screen. Corey Close, much respect for Jim Flannery, and now in her 14th year, and congratulations going out to Corey, who took over the #1 spot. She is the winningest coach in the history of UCLA women's basketball, passing Billy Moore just earlier this week. Hard to really prepare for 6'7", but pressing up, forcing the turnover. The outstanding scorer, Morgan Molly, at 6'1", being checked by the 6'4" Dugalić, and now the matchup on the post. Dugalić going right to the middle. She's off to a hot start.
And perfection of the execution on that was just fantastic.
Molly getting the lane, blocked by Dugalić, and now the hand. I really like Morgan Molly's game. The lefty is a senior. Not just the efficiency from 3, but the production, almost 18 points per game.
Yeah, and you know, you have Mallory Blake, who also shoots 47% from range. So you've got some strikers out here for Creighton with a lot of size disadvantage against a team like UCLA.
Ooh, Tamia Gardner. Absolutely. There's Kennedy Townsend, too strong, and Barker rising high to grab that rebound.
Jim Flannery said, hey, we just want to stay close to UCLA on the glass. We know we're giving up a lot of advantage in terms of height and maybe even speed to get to those kinds of possessions on the boards.
What a high-low look. Barker
on that put-back attempt in the paint.
Quick trigger. Catches nothing but air from Molly. Kiki Rice into the lane. No whistle with the contact, letting them play.
Physical play on both sides, right? And you have to play through that and try to stay lower to the ground. If that kind of physical play is going to be occurring, if you're straight up, that's when you get moved off your spot. If you sit lower, it's tougher to move you.
Kiki Rice pulls the 3.
Or be a beat or a half a beat late. They'll make you pay in the paint.
UCLA on an 8-0 run, and after the stop, looking for more. Kiki Rice, head down.
Don Staley, the head coach there, said, hey, they just really did a great job all game long of applying pressure.
Corey Close and the Bruins off to a hot start, pushing all the right buttons. That time, it was the true freshman, Elina Arnasalo. Don Staley, Jared McCain in the NBA, and others have worn similar coats. But Corey Close coming dressed to impress today. She's got her Jordans on.
Oh, yeah.
A nice coat. Oh, you could hear how pretty that one sounded.
Tough. Another one by Kiki Rice. She has just been lighting it up here to start this one against Creighton.
Jensen, oh, again, Creighton can't get it to drop. Just 4 points here in the first quarter, and a half a minute to go. It has been all Bruins. Double figures, 10 points, 4 of 6 from the floor. Dugalić, everything going for UCLA.
She has been terrorizing the interior.
Oh, and the rejection.
Develop and continue to manufacture more minutes. She's playing about 15 minutes a game as a freshman, and that's big time. So she's learning on the fly and getting in-game experience, and that was a big-time block.
Kiki Rice, oh, wouldn't drop, but Dugalić has the rebound. Gardner looking for the 3-ball at the buzzer to end the first.
Right there, point-blank range inside the painted area. And let's see if Creighton tries to do something defensively to disrupt that. We saw Stanford go to a zone in our first game to take away the paint.
Well, and you mentioned the scout. It's totally different than what Creighton expected without Lauren Betts, who not only averages 20 and 10, but she's also gets so many touches, and the whole offense is designed to run through her. So Creighton now, after 10 minutes, imagine there'll be some adjustments with how they try to defend UCLA.
Well, they're sticking with their man-to-man defense, their player-to-player action on that side.
Dugalić, jumpers off the mark.
But at least they did a better job on the glass, disallowing a second chance opportunity for the Bruins.
Just 4 points scored by Creighton in the first quarter, all 4 by Morgan Molly.
There's a face cut from the weak side for Creighton. Let's see if they can pay it off.
Here's Molly. Lauren Betts at 6'7", unable to go today, and have 6'4", Dugalić, 6'4", Parker able to go. I mean Barker, excuse me. Janiah Barker at 6'4", the transfer from Texas A&M, and there is Lauren Betts.
Well, there's a wealth of depth with 8 players averaging 7.5 points or more. And they're going to play through the post. That's what Corey Close told us after practice this morning. They're going to play through the post even without the presence of Lauren Betts in there. And they have to be smart with limiting their threes on the other side and taking that away from Creighton. See what Creighton gets organized down here, just trying to put pressure. Good job by UCLA on that possession to get back defensively.
There's the long jumper, good from Kiki Rice, full steam ahead and rolls it in.
She had that thing on a yo-yo when she was 8, 9, 10 playing 2 years up. She's a toughie.
Jensen finally gets a crease and puts it off glass.
She has just been struggling mightily offensively for Creighton, and they really need for her to crack the code offensively and get some buckets.
Oh, they'll take the lucky bounce too. Well, Bluejays there, and it bounces off both of them and winds up in the lap of Jaquez. Molly, pull-up jumper, cans it.
3-player game on the weak side lulls you to sleep, but that 2-player action is what they really want.
Dugalić, turnaround jumper, might have rushed it, left it short.
Never had to work that hard before and chase players all over the court defensively. And then obviously go to work on the offensive end for those 24 points you have to work hard for.
There's a jumper going.
And every piece of that offensive possession, I can't get over that. That was just phenomenal.
And now the steal. Molly Boganson, the 5th-year senior, came away with it. And now the 3-ball trigger. Say right now, it's Missy Elliott on the...
They should have, the 1-2 step.
Exactly, just not the song with Sierra. We are back underway. Number 1 ranked UCLA. They beat South Carolina and took over that number 1 spot, and they remain undefeated, 11-0.
They've just been outstanding this season, and especially in that South Carolina game, just showing the depth that they possess.
Kiki Rice, right to the right.
For UCLA to carve their way inside and finish. They've been attacking and dominating the painted area in this game for sure.
Good box out for UCLA.
22-4 advantage in paint points for the Bruins, and they're going right back downstairs.
Essentially setting the screen by just getting in the way.
They're in the way. Yep. Slowing down on that mismatch on the switch. And got what she wanted out of it, a deuce. Extra added international experience, and you've seen that in the WNBA as well. And players go overseas to compete. lot of these players are going to be playing in the W as well, and I can't wait for that.
Oh, look at that quick trigger.
Chase center. A lot of excitement.
Puts it on the deck, the high floater. Rice with the crossover hesitation draws the contact.
Leading by example.
And she has just been red hot from three. 20 and 10. Able to go today. They are still doubling up. Creighton, a good team, picked to finish second in the Big East Conference. They're going to get a lot of wins. They had 26 of them a year ago. Three ball on the way from Moganson, and she drills it.
Yeah, just helped too deep on that action too, right? The threes that Creighton has made, they've made them because there's been an overcommitment to the dribble drive. And you have to trust your speed. You can close the gap, but you got to trust your speed to be able to get back out and be that primary coverage on those threes.
The Bruins in the lane, flipping it up and getting it off the window. Kendall Dudley.
Yeah, Kendall Dudley, her mom Tamika, I know is proud. She coached her up in high school. They were #1 in the country in the DMV area in Washington, D.C.
Jensen trying to get it over the outstretched arms of the 6'3 Gardner, can't do it. And that will be it for the first half of action. Kiki 2 of 3 from the three-point line, and when she is hitting from deep, she is just about unstoppable because she can get the corner on just about anybody to get in the lane.
Yeah, she loves to attack that hip. Get that first step, go right by you, especially in cross matches that they've been able to create with their pick and roll game.
Barker had it in the lane. Creighton had a better second quarter than UCLA. Things to build upon. They outscored the Bruins 19-16 in that second frame.
You can see what Creighton is trying to get into, right? A lot of three-player action.
She tried to state her claim, but referees weren't taking it. Here she is inside, getting another look at it. The jump hook short. Tracks down her own miss.
Look at that crowd around Barker, but she was still able to corral it.
Arnasalo for 3, too strong. Jaquez with the offensive rebound. He says, let's just go platoon. He takes all 5 of his Blue Jays off the floor, inserts a new 5.
I mean, they get 62% of, see, Creighton is #2 behind UConn in the Big East.
Oh, that's the Creighton offense.
Hardest back cuts that we've had to deal with.
Dugalić triple teamed. Rice left open. Got it.
Automatic by Kiki Rice yet again. Striking while the iron continues to be hot from range.
3 for 4 from long range for Kiki Rice today. Haran wants the answer, won't come. Rice with the rebound, and she'll run. In stride, Arnasalo gets the bucket. That was all set up by Kiki.
Seamless in transition. And just the fluidity of that play was just beautiful to watch. Selflessness as well.
4 assists for Kiki along with those 18 points. What a game so far. Too strong on the jumper from Heathcock. Arnasalo gets downhill and with her offhand puts it home.
We'd love to see the hustle there by both teams.
Townsend, quick 3, too strong, or excuse me, too short off that front rim.
You see the horn set here by UCLA, and what they like to do, they like to get the rough screen right there, and then they like to split it and go high-low, and that's exactly what formulated out of that read.
The true freshman, Alina Arnasalo, out of Helsinki, Finland. Of course, the holidays coming up. The folks from Finland, Pia, her mom, and Auntie, her dad, in the stands here. And then has been with the Seattle Storm now, after winning a championship with the Storm. There is Molly, that jumper so soft, just hanging on the rim and then falling off.
Noelle Quinn spent some time with the Mystics as well, and you cover the Storm, I cover the Mystics, so yeah. It's a really great time for women's basketball. We had Tara Vanderveer with us during the second quarter of the previous game.
As Kiki Rice.
Many NBA and former NBA players are. I'd love to see that brotherhood and sisterhood working together in that way.
Everybody in the Bay Area excited. The college women's basketball fans converting to pro basketball fans with the Valkyries. The expansion team ready to roll next season. It's going to be here before you know it.
Yeah, and they've already sold a copious amount of season ticket packages, and that's what you love to see. Toronto, Portland, so much growth for our game.
Ooh, what a move. The up and under. Of course, Christmas around the corner, the holidays.
Absolutely.
You said you got all your shopping done, Christy. You're all ready to go, right?
Oh, that's a lie. No, way behind. I got to get to it.
Ooh, that stroke is pure. Love to see that from Townsend. 5 on the shot clock inside to Dugalić, and she missed a couple of games earlier this season, again, but has moved here to UCLA. But really impressive the work that she's put in with the Serbian national team. Molly has a clean look, and that one goes down.
You see, I love the spirit of sport, right? Teammates still up off their feet on the bench. And that triple dropped home.
She's in double figures now. Molly's got 11. London Jones banking that one in. You're talking about an electric shooter. I think she might have meant to do that because she doesn't miss.
Yeah, Jim Flannery was like, what in the world? Like, all of ours are just dropping off the rim, and that one goes in off glass.
Sweet 16 under Corey Close, but trying to break through that ceiling and get to the Final Four and win a national championship.
Well, kudos and respect to that AIAW team and Billy Moore and all the foundation that was set during those years before the NCAA recognized.
Influx of international players in the collegiate game. Young basketball players in the world right here. So many of them want to come over to the United States and play in college basketball.
Couldn't find the bottom of the net. And going back to what you were saying about Creighton, I mean, 7 of their 11 players are fifth-year players, and 2 of those are grad transfers. So they have a lot of experience going into Big East competition. But this UCLA team is just too deep.
There's Jensen.
She utilized her body to perfection to get that reverse to slipping.
And Corey Close said she wanted her defense to force tough twos, and that was a tough two by Jensen.
And I don't really think they got to that in this one. UCLA, again, doing a great job with their stout defensive energy and attention to detail.
Was she just circling her finger like in the WNBA when you asked for a replay? I knew she didn't like the call, but Dugalić.
She did her best.
Says, I want to, yeah, exactly. I want to take another look at it.
So
move her feet and is just as quick as the dynamic scorer.
Able to manufacture that same kind of effectiveness and impact.
Jaquez lost control of it for a moment, got it back, missed the shot. London Jones has it, though, after the hustle play by Barker, and she puts it home.
Jones, the lefty, got that midi to go. Thought better of driving into the painted area on that one, and wisely pulled up.
Inside Molly, trying to work on that 6'4" Dugalić and just cannot get it over the top. Janiyah Barker flying through the air, heading out of bounds. UCLA just continues their relentless pursuit of the basketball. Here's Barker, fade away, money.
Nicely executed there by UCLA. And what UCLA has been able to do defensively to create those massive numbers, they've been able to switch on every player except for Lauren Jensen. Just major time, and has tennis in her background. Her dad was into the tennis, and her mom as well, and she just really loved hoops.
The Bluejays looking to run. Lockett calls her own number and gets the bucket. Now this Creighton team's going to win a lot of games. They just ran into a team right now, as we just mentioned, UCLA beating South Carolina by 15 points. Creighton just had to play, it just had to be sharper as Dugalić gets another bucket to add on to her double-double. As we wind it on down, 10 seconds to go here for the Invisalign Bay Area Women's Classic, the inaugural. And UCLA putting the hammer down.